Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and if you came across this video through an eBay listing, thanks for watching. That's what these videos are for. But if you happen to stumble across the video through a random search or YouTube suggestion and you have any questions about these vehicles, don't hesitate to give us a call at the number listed here, or find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the YouTube channel at Power Stance Import Export. We are the largest supplier of Land Rover Defenders in Michigan and most of the Midwest. So if you've ever wanted to own a Land Rover Defender, give us a call, find us online, and we are a licensed used car dealer right here in Oxford, Michigan. Hello, and up for sale today, I've got a beautiful 1996 Land Rover Defender 90 with the 300 TDI 4-cylinder turbo diesel. Now, this is a UK import, so it is right-hand drive. It has been legally imported, and it's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle, and I'll show you the inside, outside, underside, and we'll go for a test ride. So starting off here in the front, we've got a beautiful, tastefully done aftermarket grille, LED lights and signals, and a new bumper. Also a nice aftermarket skid plate as well. The engine here, this is the 300 TDI. We've done a couple things to clean it up. New intake gasket, exhaust gasket, new radiator hose. What else did we do? Valve cover gasket under here. Not too much else was necessary. Footwells are in great shape. There's a look at the top side of the passenger footwells, and a little bit of rust there on the back side of the bulkhead, or the front of the bulkhead there. But other than that, there are no rust or bubbles or anything like that in the footwells or in the bulkhead. Fantastic shape. Corners are in great shape. So we do have a gloss black bonnet and roof as well. The paint is Aintree green. It's a beautiful dark green with metallic flake in it as well. So we also have a brand new beautiful set of Defender Sawtooth 16-inch alloys and a set of Continental all-terrains. Now while we're here, let's take a look at the front outrigger. Great shape, no welds, and there's the bottom of the footwells as well. That's where they normally rust out. So those are in great shape. We've got a new set of shock turrets and aftermarket or brand new terra firma shocks as well. Here's a look at the front of the chassis, and that's where they normally rust out as well. So great shape there at the jack points. We do have a set of rock sliders as well. A little bit of the paint coming off there. Masai snorkel as well. That's definitely not the cheap one either. So that's a nice upgrade. Doors are in fantastic shape. No corrosion or bubbling in the paint at all. This is a brand new paint job, so it was professionally done and it's in fantastic shape. The bottom of the doors are great as well. Tiny little bit of rust right there. Door cards in decent shape. Aftermarket handles. Moving along here to the back, capping's in great shape. Wheel flares are painted to match the body as well, which is nice. Rear sliding windows, these are aftermarket. Those have been replaced. And we do have like a perforated style of window tint on there, which is kind of nice. Dims the sun down a little bit. And we do have a black hockey stick style Defender badge on the side of the vehicle. All right, let's take a look at the back side of the rear cross member. Pretty decent shape. This has been replaced. That's where they welded the new one on. And we'll take a look at the underside of the vehicle later on in the video. But here's a look at the rear chassis. Great shape. Terra firma shocks in the rear as well. Those were just replaced. Aftermarket or LED, yeah, they are aftermarket. LED lights and signals in the rear as well. Spare tire on the rear door, full-size spare tire. Rear door is in great shape as well. All the doors are in pretty decent shape. Tiny little bit of surface rust there on the bottom of the rear door. There's the rear cross member, great shape. Brit part mud flaps. These steps are great as well for getting in and out of the vehicle. European style hitch. In the back here, we've got a new set of carpet and seats, leather seats, aftermarket stereo speaker. The headliner is a dark charcoal gray suede material, and it is lovely. Window seals in great shape. And no corrosion or rusting at all on the corners. Cappings as well, beautiful shape. And let's take a look at the cross member from the passenger side. Same story, beautiful shape. And there's a nice fresh coating of rust proofing on here as well. Bottoms of the doors, fantastic shape. All right, on the interior here, we've got a fresh carpet set on the seat box, Exmoor trim carpet set as well, and a nice new set of leather seat covers that match the rear. Okay, so at the front here, the driver's seated position. We've got 147,000 miles on the clock. Glow plug light comes on and off. So let's go ahead and start her up. Gauges are all working. We're just pretty low on fuel. We do have an aftermarket Pioneer CD AM/FM radio. 5-speed manual transmission and high and low locking center differential. Running beautifully. Brand new fresh oil. No blow by or back pressure. And no smoking out of the tailpipe. Okay, so it's that time of year again where we do the underside videos indoors. So here we are at the rear. This is the 300 TDI axle, which comes with disc brakes. We do have a new set of Terra Firma shocks on all four corners. There's a good look at the rear discs. Pretty decent shape. Brake lines look to be factory. No homemade bends or anything like that. We do have a brand new A-frame bushing ball joint as well. And here's a look at the rear chassis. That's where they welded on the new rear cross member, and it is holding up nicely. No rust or holes in the rear cross member, and at the bottom of the chassis, looking real good. Okay, and here at the driver's side, there's a look at the rear axle. We've got a new pinion seal as well, and a new universal joint for the rear drive shaft. And here's another look at the chassis. Great shape, no patches or holes or repairs other than the rear cross member. So the chassis is in really good shape. There's the trailing arm bushings, looking good. Good coating of rust proofing on here. And here's the bottom of the center diff, transmission, and it was leaking quite a bit out of the oil pan, but that has been fixed with a new sump seal as well, and then also pinion seal on the front axle as well. And lastly, up front here, we've got brand new swivel seals on both sides. So those are nice and fresh, topped off with grease. The steering arm ball joints, tie rod ends looking great. And here's another look at the bottom of the engine. So you can see the sump seal. Hold on a second. There we go. Sump seal is in great shape. That's brand new, so that's not going to leak for a long time. And no leaking out of the fill plug of the front axle. And there's the bottom of the engine and most of the chassis as well. Pretty decent shape. Okay, and a couple little things to point out here in the interior while we're here. Little blemish here in the dashboard. There's a crack there. There's a repair here on this dash bezel. They always crack and break, so this is just a temporary fix because this does have some broken pieces on it. And then the steering wheel does have a hole right here for some reason. I have no idea why. But other than that, the interior is real good. Carpet's great. Brand new seat covers. Headliner's great. We do have a chip in the windshield right there, so it's not like in your view or anything. But other than that, the interior in here is real nice and quiet and clean, and it's a real good truck. Okay, so let's take her down the road. I'll show you all the gear changes, the braking and steering and all that good stuff. So she fires right up, radio works great, heat comes out real good. I don't know if you can hear that all right, but it's got a good amount of airflow, which is kind of rare for a Defender. There. Second gear, third gear, and this 300 TDI runs real good. It's got just as much power as it when it came off the factory. It just feels like it runs really powerful. There's 50 in fourth gear, and we're going uphill, accelerating to 60, 65, no problem. She goes down the road nice and straight. Tires are balanced perfectly. And it does have a lot of sound deadening material in here, so it's decently quiet. So we're cruising at 60. I've had this out on the highway on 70 miles an hour, no problem. So we'll come to an abrupt stop up here and we'll get on the brakes from 65 miles an hour. We are speeding a little bit, but I just want to show you what she can do. Alright, perfectly straight as we stop, no pulling to the right or left. Downshift in the second gear. And we'll flip her around. Nice turning radius. We do have the stock size tires on here, 235/85, so our turning radius is as it should be. Alright, and let's take her through the gears one more time. Temperature gauge is right in the middle where it's at. Fuel gauge is working. Turn signals are working. So let's give it all she's got. It's 30 miles an hour in third gear, 50 in third gear, and fourth gear up to 60 miles an hour right there. And then 65. We'll slow her down a little bit, but she runs great. Gets up and goes. Runs about as good as any 300 TDI can run.